This is Incase You Missed It on Zwitter with Michu.
It really has been a lovely week, a hectic week. A lot of good things have happened, and I should say it really has been one of the most toxic weeks in the streets of Zwitter as well. We're going to cover all that in this third episode of In Case You Missed It on Zwitter. My name is Chikomana Michu, you know how it is. Chikomana M to the I, double T-U-E. I hope mood is safe. And to those of you who have been planning on leaving the country, you're happy. Borders are now being opened and but please, one of you and this so big anyway. I need to leave too. Anyways, it is what it is. This is how it's going to be done. Chirongwa Chedu, Chino break down into 3 really dope segments. I have to emphasize on that. First segment is called Tweets of the Week. The other one is called Who or What Was Trending on Twitter, obviously. And the third and final segment, Chino Iti Village Imports. You will understand how these work as we go. Just stay tuned and I promise you, you won't regret it. Alright, but I really have to say this week's edition is going to be a little bit different. It's a special edition. We have 2 guests that are going to talk about a certain issue that has been trending on my streets. So yeah, it's a special edition. It's going to be a little bit different from the normal editions that we have.
Tweets of the Week, right here on In Case You Missed It.
Alright, so this is how it's done. This segment is called Tweets of the Week. What we basically do is we take the wittiest, craziest, and some of the most talked about tweets from Monday up until Friday. So, this was our Monday. Monday, we woke up to the realization that our streets have been invaded with a lot. I say a lot of catfishing accounts. Hi! Who does that? You know, there are a lot of guys who are posing as females and females who are posing as other females that look prettier, you know, so that people follow them and, for some reason, they want to trick us into doing something, But yeah, that's what is happening in these streets. And on Monday, Nyaya is about this guy. He claims to be a guy now. He was posing as a female and he was exposing my DM of some of the most prominent twimbos. Oh man, don't cheat you know, exposing people, man, whenever you go DM what you tell and then you expose my screenshots. Just because I don't want to fuel toxicity, I'm not going to display those screenshots. But yeah, it has gotten so bad to an extent that we now need a catfish detector association in my streets. And yeah, as always, Zwitter never disappoints. We have an account called Catfish Detector ZW, and this is their pledge. No one. We are here to detect all catfishing accounts. We value your reputation on Twitter. And tag or DM us if you find suspicious accounts, and we will finish the spots in Zwitter. We will finish the spots. Whoever is running this, and trust me, they're doing a really good job. I suggested these guys join the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Task Force and they're really doing good. Anyway, let us move on. What was happening on Tuesday? Yeah. Alright, on Tuesday we had a set of questions, in fact, in a tweet by a user called Black Anti-Trust. Kwanzi, why do women think they have been used after sex? Didn't both of you have sex together? Why do they think they have given so much out than men? In fact, men use a lot of energy than women. Well, I don't know about that last part. But anyway, the point is, why does it have to be, you just wanted sex? That's not it. Y'all both wanted to have sex with each other and you had sex. You both enjoyed it and you both benefited. After that, that's something that doesn't have anything to do with why you guys even smooshed in the first place, because you both enjoyed and you both agreed. Nobody was forced. Somebody then commented, this user is called Clive Kudzai. Hansi, it's just the way it is. Prostitution is one of the oldest professions in the history, and you would want to ask yourself why men were the ones paying. It is what it is. It needs a whole generation of psychological change. Otherwise, hama dzedu idzi dzinototi ndakanyoporwa, not takanyoporara. Well, we now have male prostitutes anyway. But yeah, I do get your point. Tuesday don't go piece a big one, bossy. It's a service. So yeah, you have to pay for that. In fact, now we have male prostitutes. Variko, but ingoti harisati rakumira zvaro mumavenues team racho like the other gent. But variko, so yeah, chichemo chenchirunzwi rasta. Chichemo chenchirunzwi, we get it there. And like I said, this week's edition is a special one. So I'm not going to talk about Wednesday and Thursday. I'm going to skip right up to Friday. Timanye kune mungu, pane kune mungu kwatunda kumanyira. So what was up on Friday? All right, and on Friday then, Zanzibar was trending, and not for its beauty and status, but because our Zimbabwean brother chose to take his girlfriend there. So Fafi Rose, the girlfriend, tweeted about it, and that's when the drama started. Hey, toxic people. Zimbabwe never married toxic. So Fafi was like, she's Fafi Rose, was like, my man surprised me with a birthday trip to Zanzibar. Told me he had been waiting for me in Dar, Tanzania. When I was checking in at Harare airport, he pulled up from behind me. He was there at the airport waiting for me. I'm really loved by the best. Wow. She is loved by the best. Come on, Amana. How many of us can do this? How many of us can take a chick to Zanzibar? Tatungoshingiro tutsaka uchiloji kumavenues ndokwatogumira. Amana vanhu vakarwadziwa ndozvandikati tiri kutaura bhozi mamwe macomments ataiona apa people are bitter. People are really bitter. The other guy was like, I know 90% of real men aren't happy with your dressing. Come on, which real men are you talking about? And tichataura nemumwe wedu kumen's conference. Come on, dude. There's nothing wrong with the way she's dressing. And the other people who were talking about here was whatever she was wearing doesn't have anything to do with her being taken to Zanzibar. That was the highlight. We should have been happy for her for that. Zvese zvokuzoti wazodiko we hembe dzako takazoti ndiblessa idzo dzanyaya dzenyu dzekumba kwenyu dzekumatisa idzo. Munhu akenzo Zanzibar iwo bhebhi rako unorenza pamunyamutamba. That's it. Deal with it.
Trending on Incase You Missed It.
Alright, so this is who or what was trending on Zwitter. In this segment, we basically pick the most talked about person or the most talked about topic of that particular week. And this week, as always, Tari graced us with another super controversial topic about a guy who asked Tari if he had reacted in a bad way. He complained to his girlfriend about her posting a picture of herself kissing a male best friend on the cheek, obviously. And the debate sparked around the way he had communicated his message and how guys are basically insecure about friends of the opposite sex. People talked about a lot of stuff. Sentiments were different. And I then figured, you know what? My 2 cents might not be able to settle this matter. So I had to seek guidance and advice from the people that I believe understand relationships better than most of us. And I spoke to Coach Rolland, who is a relationship coach, and Sydney Mataro, who is the author of the book, Dating After Heartbreak. So I asked them, how best can you handle a friendship with a person of the opposite sex in a way that won't affect your relationship? And I also asked them how best to communicate any grievance that you might have with your partner in a way that won't spark an unnecessary debate. And this is what they had to say. So we'll hear from Coach Rolland first, and then Sydney Mataro will tell us what he thinks right after Coach Rolland. This is what they had to say.
Thank you so very much for the opportunity to be on this platform. And good day to all the listeners. It's truly an honor to be on this platform sharing my thoughts on the Nyaya Yaneta Yema Besties. If someone has to come to me with such an issue, I would always go for a win-win situation. And that win-win situation is whereby you just minimize the activity of those besties in your life, and then you focus more on building that kind of friendship with your person. And also you just become transparent and let your person in so that they know the nature of your friendship and what you do and what you talk about, and you know, go minimize that kind of insecurities and uncomfortability. Anything outside that, maybe insecurities, issues, and trust issues that doesn't have anything to do with you, and from somewhere else that makes them maybe uncomfortable or insecure with you having besties of the opposite sex. So it becomes very easy to just have that sweet spot whereby you are both satisfied, And then the other question is, how well do you tackle an issue, or how well do you talk to somebody? Then how well do you talk to somebody so that you don't end up having an argument, I think. So, communication is very key if you are to build a healthy relationship, or rather knowing how to communicate is the best way. Is one of the most important skills that one has to have if he or she is to create a healthy relationship. So, if there's a way that you talk to somebody, and if you have an issue that you would want to address to your person, don't attack them and don't blame them. Create an environment where you can have a dialogue. Create an environment where you can have a conversation as mature human beings. And don't attack them, because once you attack them and start to blame them, or if you go and demand them to do something, or if you go and try to offer unsolicited advice on maybe something that they are doing wrong, you are putting them in a position where they have to defend themselves. So once you get into that scenario whereby you are telling them something, or you are attacking them, or you are blaming them for something, they also fall into that defensive mode, and at the end of the day, you are not going to solve anything, because nobody's listening to each other. You are just wasting your time. Create an environment whereby you are going to have a dialogue, where you are just going to put your concerns and then allow the other person to also offer maybe the reason or whatever that they're supposed to say on that issue. Don't attack them, don't demand, don't blame them. And also avoid, if you feel that there is a case that you have to talk about that is very important, do not text, because there's always that risk you can misinterpret your text. Don't text. Wait until you meet face to face, or rather do a call, so that the tone of your voice and your mood as well, and then they can be able to reinterpret whatever that you're trying to say in the right context. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on the matter. It's your boy Coach Rolland. I hope till next time.
Hello, I'm Sydney Mataro, the author of Dating After Heartbreak. So I would like to discuss briefly the subject that has to do with how to deal with male besties. It's a very complicated subject, because there is basically no clear-cut answer to this question, because when someone is in a relationship, that does not necessarily mean that they cannot have a friendship from the opposite sex. Some people have been there in your partner's life. Someone would have been friends with them for many years, or maybe they share the same interest, or maybe this person just cares and they just click and they just vibe. Friendship is normal. It's okay to have female friends When you're a guy, it's okay to have male friends when you are a woman, even though you're dating someone. But the problem then comes when your friendship then now starts to interfere with your relationship. Then that becomes a problem. Because your relationship should supersede every other relationship or friendship. So I would approach the situation and say, when you discover that your partner, your female partner has a bestie, then what should normally happen is me and my partner should also be besties with this person. The male bestie must not be my female partner's friend only. They must also become my bestie. If that then is not possible, then that friendship that they have then has conflict with the relationship. If it is an innocent and beneficial friendship, then that friendship should not have a problem integrating itself into our relationship. So there should not be a situation where my woman has a male bestie that I cannot be friends with also. If they are so good friends, then naturally, when we are looking at the original intent of the relationship, the original construct of love, then naturally my woman's bestie should become also my bestie. Because if me and my woman vibe, then we should not naturally vibe with her friend. She should vibe with my friend. But when there is conflict, when that cannot happen, then you realize that friendship has certain aspects that conflict, that create conflict with the original, with the relationship that you may have with your partner. So there is nothing called a bestie, a male bestie, that cannot be also the partner's bestie. So if it's like that, then you know kutipani problem. Then you know that there's a problem. So I would quickly want to dismiss the notion that my woman will have a male bestie that I cannot be friends with, that I cannot vibe with. For me, that doesn't work. Then it shows me that there is a problem. Because when I enter into a relationship with my woman, her mother becomes my mother. Her father becomes my father. Her brother becomes my brother, my brother-in-law. Her sister becomes, so automatically, what should happen is when you're in a relationship, you cease to be two individuals. You become one solitary individual. There is no my queen. I call my woman my queen. There is no my queen and myself in the relationship. It's either what works for my queen works for me. It's either what works for me works for my queen. So the notion of that a male bestie can exist, and cannot be my bestie too, shows that there is a problem. Let me end here.
All right, so Zwitter. My take-home points are, when you talk about serious issues, avoid texting because my texts are express emotion. And when you have a bestie, but you should be comfortable with being a bestie relationship. Anyway, if you want to get further assistance, do get in touch with them on Twitter at Coach Rolland on Twitter and at Sydney Mataro on Twitter as well. Do get in touch with Sydney. He's selling his book on www.peroji.com. Peroji is PEROJI.com. He's selling his book there, Dating After Heartbreak. That's it for who and what was trending on Zwitter. Let's move on.
Village Imports, taken from Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp.
Alright, so this is Village Imports. What we basically do here is we take stories from Facebook, Instagram, or even WhatsApp. Some of them stories might have crossed over Twitter or not, but we still talk about them anyway. And in this particular week, we have a story about a guy named Leopold. He's identified as Leopold in the story. He married Chido Uni for 8,000 USD. 8 grand baba. 8,000 USD. Here's where it gets interesting. The chick ran away in 3 days. So vakagara vese for 3 days. She ran away. She ran off, and she's now staying with a guy called Tawanda Mugadzaweta. I don't really know if I'm pronouncing it well, but she's staying with that guy. And as if that's not enough drama, Tawanda Mugadzaweta is said to have 3 baby mamas, and now Chido is the 4th. I'm going to put up pictures of Tawanda with another chick who is said to be the best friend of Chido. Chido, the married chick who now ran away from the Leopold guy, who is now staying with Tawanda. So Chipo is a baby mama. One place I don't see Tawanda. Tawanda was now staying with Chido. Chido and Chipo were best friends. Quite a conundrum, huh? So people were just saying, mfeza akatorowa akatotambwa 10 kuti panapa timu yange yakatoronga kutombowa bhegi ndobva angororawo ndobva bhegi ratobaya saka zvikudza bhebhi rakatorowa bhegi rutochowa bhegi naTawanda. People are just speculating. Okay, this is what made the most sense to me. Somebody said, you know what, these rich guys, they don't really give much attention to their woman, and they, just assume that Mari will cover up whatever it is that they do. They don't give enough love, and ladies really want attention and they want to be loved. And the broke guys, they have more time to give to their ladies, and they really love their ladies with the most that they have, different from the other guys. So yeah, somebody even said, and the stroke game, Ima broke guys is better than that of rich guys. Well, I don't know about that, but this is what people were saying. That was just, people speculating anyway. So not in the streets, speculations pop up. That's what's up. So that was it for Village Imports. Okay, so normally we have a new artist introducing a new song at this part of the program, but since it was a special edition, we're not going to be doing that this week. So yeah, that's it for this week. Those who haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. This is the channel Chikomana Michu, and my Facebook is Chikomana Michu as well. Go and like my page. Follow me on Twitter on @MichuZW, and then go follow me on Instagram as well. It's Chikomana Michu. To those of you who want to get in touch with me on WhatsApp, feel free. My number is 0737 395 827. For now, that's what's up. Thank you so much, and please do stay safe.